Brendan, first of all, man, thank you so much for
Thank you, bro.
accepting being here. It's an honor. I was talking about this. We talked with Dorian Yates, we talked with Dexter, but at our studio, it's the first time we have a Mr. Olympia here.
Oh wow.
Yes,
So
the open. Yeah.
open, yeah, Mr. Olympia. It's only the open,
Yeah.
right? I'm right,
You're
Brendan?
right.
Technically,
Technically, I'm right. Brendan, let's talk about you, man. How do you start lifting? When bodybuilding and gym in general started making part of your life?
well, apparently I cared to lift when I was probably like around 5 or 6 because I asked for weights as a birthday present. So my parents bought me the Hulk Hogan little dumbbell workout kit, and yeah, I trained with
great.
that until it just became ridiculously too light. And then I think by the time I turned 14, they got me a little weight set I can fit in my room. And then from there, I got into high school and started lifting in high school. So like my favorite place to be was the high school gym. Uh, I was fortunate enough to create a culture with our football team to really work hard in the gym, and we carried that out from my junior to my senior year. By my senior year, we were one of the better teams that had been there in my 4 years, just because of the work ethic. Wasn't the biggest team, but we were one of the better teams. And I just after high school, I just had to find a gym to train in. So I worked at the YMCA a little bit just so I can have a gym membership.
Yeah,
And got to college, played football. So, like I said, one of my favorite places to be. Even the strength coach back then called me. It wasn't Arnold Schwarzenegger, but if you imagine
with a different.
with a different ending. He called me that because I guess I had the biceps and everything. I took it as a compliment.
Yeah.
But so yeah, I was always known for being somewhat muscular. I had a six pack before I knew what a six pack was. Apparently,
Wow. Genetics.
Oh,
man.
It's great.
yeah. So it was just something that I didn't necessarily plan to do, but kind of bodybuilding, I kind of got led into it. I never planned to compete. Actually, the first person to actually tell me I should be a bodybuilder was my now wife
Wow.
back in high school. Uh, just from me flipping off of something, and she saw my shirt lift up. And then what did I tell her? I don't want to be on a stage with a bunch of oil and a Speedo. That's what I told her. And it happened to be a year later that I had to call her and tell her I had won my first show.
Wow.
So yeah, I kind of got into it because after I played college football, well, I stopped playing college football because I didn't finish. Uh,
But you stopped because of bodybuilding?
no, I didn't stop because of bodybuilding. I stopped because I was immature, didn't want to wait, wanted to play right away. Didn't like the politics of football. I didn't want to be wasting my time. And got caught up in other things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I should have probably been patient if I wanted to wait it out, but I
Yeah.
didn't.
Mhm.
Just maturity level at the time. So I got in the gym, a local gym, and training.
Where you grew up from? Sorry.
This was I was in college. I was at Middle Tennessee State University in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, which is about
Tennessee.
40 minutes or so away from Nashville, which is
Okay.
the capital city. But Murfreesboro, if you look at the map, if you look at the map of Tennessee and you point at the middle of the map of Tennessee, that's where Murfreesboro is. It's in
Wow.
the dead middle. So Middle Tennessee State University is there, and that's where I went to college. So there's a gym in that town. It was called Southeastern at the time, and it was an old powerlifting gym. They took me to Golds, and they took me to a couple more gyms, and I didn't really feel it. But when I went down the steps in this powerlifting gym, it was like a dungeon, and for some reason, the energy in there really got me. People lifting heavy, and at the time, I wasn't a bodybuilder, so all I cared about was being strong, being fast, being explosive, like an athlete that I was.
Like a superhero.
Yeah. So I
and,
didn't.
And you already were the strongest guy on the football team and stuff. Like.
In high school, yeah, I was pound. Not even. I was the strongest guy. Period. I wasn't even though I wasn't the heaviest, I was still the strongest. So I was always into being strong, performing well. So I wasn't into bodybuilding, but the powerlifters there, the seriousness. They had a chain gang. The powerlifters were trained with chains back
Yeah.
there. Just something about it just captivated me. And the Gold's Gym just didn't show me any interest. So I went in there and it was chalk everywhere. It was, kind of dingy. And some guy, trainer, he just kept bugging me. He kept bugging me about
About competing.
competing. And so I think he asked me about 5 times.
Wow.
Robert Weems was his name, and his son actually works at my gym now, and he competes. But
Nice, very nice.
he just bugged me enough to where I finally said, "Okay, man, what do I got to do?" He said, "Okay, the show's on your campus, so you don't have to go anywhere. You just go to campus. I'll give you a diet. Basically, just lowered all my carbs, made me eat clean. And it was 4 weeks away out from the show. And then he
4
said,
weeks
come
out.
in and I'll show you how to pose every day you come in after you train. So that's what he did. And
Wow.
I ended up 4 weeks
Impressive.
later, I won. I took home like 3 trophies. I took home the novice class, the middle. I was only middleweight in the organization I was in. It was a natural organization. It was SMBF, Bodybuilding Federation. And then I won the overall.